Welcome to the School of Continuing Studies Library Introduction to the 7th edition of the American Psychological Association Standards for Writing and Formatting Academic and Professional Papers, commonly known as the APA style. We will discuss what the APA style is and why we need it, while also learning about its basic formatting rules and required elements for papers. Additionally, we will briefly cover the guidelines for in-text citations and reference list entries as the two components of APA citations. Last but not least, we will make sure that everyone knows where to get additional help with the APA style, should they need it. So, what is the APA style? The APA style is a set of standards developed by the American Psychological Association to help writers present their ideas in a clear and consistent manner. First published in 1929 as a 7-page article, the style gradually grew in scope and size to a book-length publication manual that accounts for the growing complexity of producing and using scholarly information. Since the APA publication manual focuses on social sciences and related disciplines, the APA style is the most heavily used style at the School of Continuing Studies. In more detail, the APA manual provides us with persuasive guidance regarding formatting our papers and addressing stylistic issues within them. Very importantly, it also offers rules for incorporating sources ethically by using approved citation patterns. Familiarity with these citation rules allows us to visibly give credit to the original authors, enabling our readers to easily find the works we are referencing, as well as to avoid being accused of presenting someone else's ideas as our own, which is also referred to as plagiarism. The imperative to incorporate sources correctly is reflected in Georgetown's Honor Code that can be found in full on the university's Honor Council webpage. A core portion of the Georgetown Student Pledge reads, "To be honest in every academic endeavor," which includes making sure that our writing projects clearly show what has been borrowed by us from someone else and what is our own original contribution. The APA manual provides detailed assistance with adhering to that pledge. More specifically, the APA manual stipulates that we cite the works of individuals whose ideas, theories, or research have directly influenced our work. This applies whether we are citing these ideas or research directly, or paraphrasing and summarizing them. At the same time, there is a strong emphasis on the paraphrases being made in our own voice, rather than representing a repetition of the wording or the structure of the original. Before we begin writing an APA-style paper and incorporating other sources within it, it is important that we acquaint ourselves with basic formatting rules and paper elements. The APA-style paper should always have a 1-inch margin on all sides of the page, with the first line of each paragraph indented an additional 1/2 inch from the left. While a variety of fonts are permitted, the selected font should be easily readable, such as in 12-point Times New Roman. Additionally, all parts of the paper should generally be double-spaced. In terms of required elements, student papers must include, at a minimum, a title page, page numbers, the body of the paper or its text, and a reference list. Optional elements include tables, figures, and appendices. For more details about the specific requirements for each of these elements, please see Chapter 2 of the APA Manual. Please note that in the 7th edition, the running head, or the abbreviated version of the paper title, is omitted in student papers unless the professor explicitly requests it. Now, moving on to the specific rules for incorporating citations within this structure. The APA style uses an author-date citation system, where a brief in-text citation in the body of the paper corresponds to a complete reference list entry at the end of the paper. The in-text citations can be fully parenthetical or narrative. In the fully parenthetical citation, the author and the date of the publication are mentioned in parentheses. For example, in the sentence on our slide, The paraphrase of the observation from Belbay and Gillis's study ends with the parentheses listing the last names of the two authors, followed by a comma and 2019, the year when their study was published. In the narrative citation, the authors' names are incorporated into the text through an introductory phrase, followed by the publication year in parentheses. Using the same example, the sentence now opens with "according to Belbay and Gillis," with 2019 in parentheses presented immediately after. The reference entry that accompanies each in-text citation generally contains 4 elements: the author or authors, date, title, and source, making it easy for the reader to quickly identify and locate the cited material. Please note that with articles in electronic journals, the APA manual recommends providing a DOI, or Digital Object Identifier, whenever it is available because it tends to be a more stable, long-lasting link than a URL. The individual reference entries are organized into a list labeled References, with the R capitalized and the entire word in bold and centered. APA also requires that the list of references be alphabetized by the entry's author's last name. In cases when there is no individual or corporate author, the source is alphabetized by its title instead. All entries should have a hanging indentation, meaning that the first line of each reference is flushed left and subsequent lines are indented by ½ inch. Chapters 8 through 10 of the APA manual provide more in-depth information on the rules governing the in-text and reference list citations. Now that we have touched upon the basic principles of formatting and citing in accordance with APA, let's consider what tools are available to us in relation to receiving additional help with the APA style. If we go to the SCS Library website, we will be able to locate a helpful tab titled Citation Assistance. Clicking it open takes us to a page that provides a link to RefWorks, a web-based citation management tool. RefWorks makes storing our research sources as well as creating created APA-style citations and lists of references much easier. To learn more about RefWorks and its functionality, please watch the brief tutorial that is embedded on the page. Directly above the information on RefWorks, we have the option of consulting an additional resource guide for the APA style. This specific guide offers important information on how to cite such potentially challenging sources as databases, personal communication, or multiple works by the same author. It also provides links to crucial help sites, including the APA-style website and blog, Purdue University's Online Writing Lab Interactive APA Formatting and Style Guide, and a sample APA paper. Please note that each SCS Library Research Guide for an academic program that uses the APA citation style contains the APA Assistance tab. Just to recap, these are some of the top resources that are featured within the SCS Library APA Citation Assistance tab, and that provide additional information on the APA style, including how to cite sources correctly so as not to violate the Georgetown University's Honor Code. This concludes our introduction to the 7th edition of the APA style. If you would like to receive additional information on the topic or the services that the SCS Library offers, please email us at scslibrary@georgetown.edu or call us at 202-784-7389.